You're here, I'm pleased, I really feel your company. Your style, your smile, your pace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be.
Excuse me, miss. I was in the waiting room when you gave your testimony. And what I realized is that we have an enemy in common. While you were being called to the office again, I was being put out the only home I've ever known. While you were shaking with anxiety and fear over something no one ever wants to hear, I was shaking in dread. Because we all know what happens to little girls that have no home and no one to claim them. I think our souls passed each other by. See, my soul left me a long time ago in a dingy motel room, ripped away by brutal force. It fled, unable to find its way back home.
Historical people, who would you want in your seat and why?
Wow. I guess because I'm different. You know, I'm not really starstruck. And so it would be hard to really pinpoint anybody in particular. First person that just came to my mind, you know, I mean, if I had an opportunity to cut Denzel, you know, I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do that.
That would be a dope conversation.
Exactly.
How important is diversity in your work, considering you grew up in a bilingual and bicultural home?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. I think at this point, just in society, there's just so much diversity. You know, whether it be in language, whether it be in your upbringing, whether it be, you know, whatever that is. And so I think growing up in, you know, a bilingual household as well as really a bicultural, despite the fact that, you know, my parents are you know, both of Hispanic descent, but growing up in two different cultures of, you know, very traditional values in the home and very different, and sometimes similar values, right, outside of the home, but in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And so,
he tests those whom he loves. I pray he continues to love me till my death. I pray he continues testing me and testing me and testing me until I have no questions left. Until I can ingest knowledge and choke on lies and spit out truth with every breath. But you see, until love for what he loves and hate for what he hates is the only thing that's left within my chest. I know that I will constantly fight to love what's right because I was created with a heart that sits slightly to the left. But I'm okay with that. Because I always knew and always know that he knows exactly what is best. You see, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before I would open my eyes and finally realize that I needed to look deep down inside and pull out the divide so that my heart and my mind would collide and learn to work together.
out of 70, they don't make the 6, you know, the squad leaders, the guy on there, you know, and another guy. So anyway, I made PFC out of boot camp. And because I had taken ROTC at IMTL, I knew most of, you know, the military drills and things. Plus, we fired the rifle at IMTL, so I was a sharpshooter in the Marine Corps. The day before qualification, I shot expert, but the day qualification day, I shot sharpshooter, which is one you dropped up over there. Anyway, I qualified. Okay, so after boot camp, I come home on leave in November. Went downtown to see my recruiter, and President Kennedy was in town at the hotel where I worked, at the Texas Hotel.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, got a chance to see him that day. I was in the back of that crowd. You know, they got a picture of a crowd, him standing up there talking to the crowd. Well, I'm way in the back. You can't see me on that picture because I looked and couldn't see it, but I was in the crowd. And so, after seeing the president, you know, I got back home, and on the news, they were saying somebody shot the president. And I said, who is that playing? You know, I thought it was some kind of joke, but who's gonna joke like that, you know? But, excuse me, when I saw Walter Cronkite, which was the top reporter back then, crying, I said, oh man, somebody did. And then that's all came on there about the shooting, and then I'm taking up to Parkland and all that. So when I got back to Camp Pendleton, and you were from Texas, they were on you like you killed it, you know, like, you know, people do, you know, you're from a certain area, they're gonna blame whatever happened on you, you know. And anyway, after we got, you know, through the training, it was in 64 then, I was in 63, it was in 64 now. We getting ready to go overseas on an overseas tour. So we went over, I was in 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines when we left Camp Pendleton. When I got over there, we was 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, okay. Okay, while we got over there, we did a lot of training over there and jungle training, and you know, we were supposed to be on the floor phase, but we couldn't because Vietnam was heating up, you know. And matter of fact, in August of 64, they mounted us out to go in 64. We went to Army Day, Sukaran on Okinawa with all our gear ready to go. But some way they called it out, but we was tense the whole time. So when I got down to November, as you were, got down to December, we was in the Philippines doing jungle training. So we was on the ship on a LPH. The LPH is what they call a helicopter platform where, you know, instead of planes, they had, you know, the old World War II aircraft carrier that had planes, but they changed it to helicopters, you know, for us, you know. Anyway, I was laying in the bunk, and this aircraft carrier was shaking. So I got up. I said, "What's going on, man?" They said, "We headed for Vietnam." I almost jumped out of the room. So I found out what was going on, but what we did, they had bombed the officers' quarters, and they were ready to fight then. You know, the country was ready. So what we did on that, we floated around from December. We stayed on the water from December to March to the landing. That's when they landed in March. And what we were waiting on 2-9 and 3-9 to come, you know, as a unit. And we were the first unit to land. You know, the 9th Marine was the first combat troops to land in Vietnam. And I think it was March 6, 1965. Wow. Okay, we had been over there. We got extended for the land, and we didn't actually go in. I think we had one company that actually went inland. The rest of them stayed on the ship. So anyway, they called us out. We went back to Okinawa and come back home. Okay, so when we got back to the States, we went on leave and come back. When we come back, we were with 3-1, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines, which was in San Clemente, which is about 30 miles from Oceanside where Camp Pendleton is, you know. So anyway, we was training. They said, anybody want to go back, you know, can go back. They was finna send them over there, you know. No, I'm gonna stick around here. So anyway, they stationed me at the base brig, you know. So I worked at the brig, and here's what happened. The reason I went back to Vietnam, this sergeant in there was, it was two white guys, sergeant and an inmate, one white, and something happened evidently over in Vietnam with his outfit and that guy's outfit, and he started hitting him, punching him in the stomach, and I'm the witness, I'm the only witness. So the guy filed on him, and they had a court martial. Okay, so when I got up on the stand, they said I was mumbling because I didn't like what he did, but I didn't want to be a squeal on him either. So anyway, they declared me a hostile witness. Shit, next week I had orders to go to Vietnam. They threw their sergeant stripes on me, and I went back over with 3rd Battalion, 26 Marines. Okay. On the ship that we was going to Nam, it was so crowded with Marines. We was all sleeping on the deck, you know, of the ship, you know. And it was so crowded. Then we got in the landing craft, and we was going up the, I think it was Camel River, and somebody started shooting at us, and they had this big 50 caliber on there. They cut loose on them, and we went on in here by them no more. So we landed in Pike with Don Hoy, right at the DMZ. You know, and the first guy in that outfit that got killed was with me the first time. He was in 1-9. He was one of the first guys to get killed. They had an ambush set up, and they got ambushed. They got. So anyway, on down the road, we went into Operation Chinook. What that was, you heard the city, y'all probably don't know about the city of Way. They took Way after I left. During the terrorist incident, they took it. It was a big mountain. Ashaw Valley, there was a big mountain back there. You can see them B-52 bombing that thing, man. And you see the bombs that go off, a few seconds later, the ground, shake from those big bombs. And them was still living up there, man. They were still up there. So they came down and took Way, like I said. Okay, after that, my old man died, and I had to come home. So I had about 4 months. That was in April, and I was getting out in July of '67, because I went in '63. So anyway, I got out. I came home, went to the funeral, and they stationed me. You know where the Hilton is on Rosedale, out there, Forest Park? That used to be the 14th Marine Reserve was there. They told all, they in Grand Prairie, I think now. But anyway, that's where they were, and that's where I was stationed at. I, went to work every day at 8, got off, in the evening. I pulled night duty one time while in that time I was there. I got one KIA call in, one guy that got killed called in while I was there that night, Anyway, after that, I got out and started working for Jones Dynamics. So I worked there till I got laid off in '71. But in the meantime, you have any more questions before I go into that?
I wanted to. I know you. I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know you got a lot of medals, so I want to hit on reading your bio. What does the Vietnamese campaign medal with device consist of?
That means I've been there twice. That means I went to Vietnam twice. Device means you've been there, been there twice.
Okay.
If you get another one, it'd be 3 times,
Okay.
so forth.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you with a lot of medals. I was just curious what that meant.
Yeah.
Okay. During your military training, I also know, I thought this was interesting. You learned how to use a rocket launcher and portable flamethrower.
Yeah, that was my MOS. That was my MOS, and I situation I'm telling you about, it rained from December to March, and our equipment, we didn't keep it, you know, clean like we should have, you know, because it was raining all the time, and, you know, we was worried about getting attacked and all that, you know. But anyway, I went with a guy, he was gonna burn a field of fire, you know, to clear area where we could see better, you know, and we were just gonna burn it down, you know. And the thing had what's called a hang fire. That means it won't stop shooting. Oh wow. Yeah, and it was burning his hand and burning his face, and it burned me because I tried to get him, and then he hit what they call the quick disconnected straps, and that thing shot him, just fired us. So we went to sick bay and everything. Face was all burnt. It was singed, you know, because all the fluid was running around my face. It looked like more serious than what it was. But the only scar I got is right here on the shoulder where it got burned. Yeah. Anyway, after that, I think that's not too far after that, we left that operation and went to base camp, which is Fubai. That's the base camp. That was southwest of Wake. And they said now it's the airport of Wake, you know, where we used to be. Anyway, when I got back there, it wasn't long before, you know, like I said, I come home from old man's funeral. Worked at GD.
I know you mentioned earlier being a member of the Emmanuel L. Young American Legion.
Yes.
What was the mission behind what was you guys' purpose?
Well, to take care of veterans. That's what the American Legion does. To take care of veterans. To be a member, though, you have to be in a war. You can't just, you know, you have to be in a war. So that's how you get to be a member of it. And after I got in there, you know, they didn't have a historian, you know, like I said, I like history. So that's when I got into getting that book together.
Right. I guess what do you love most about being part of the organization?
Well, the camaraderie with, you know, people that you can talk to that understand what you've been through and, you know, don't go through and all that. Yeah. And, you know, like a brotherhood. Yeah. People understand, you know, and you can deal with them better than you can people who don't understand. Yeah. You can tell them something, they don't know what you're talking about. You know, you can talk to a veteran, and, you know, find out everything you need to know. You know. Yeah. That's true.
Following that, how important is accountability when it comes to working with people? As you feel accountability?
That's real important. I mean, if you can't trust nobody, you can't trust nobody, you know, you don't need to be with them. And that's one thing about the military that I love, that you had to trust the man with you, and he had to trust you. Yeah. And that's the way it is, you know. So when you come out here and you see the indifference that people have with each other, you know, like I come home on leave one time, and you know, I'm used to, you know, like we had it when you go out on Liberty and get drunk, everybody get drunk but one, at least, and he take care, you know, make sure everything go all right. Okay, I got home on leave one time and told this guy about that. He got drunk and I did, and Charlotte had to drive the car home and have license to first, you know. So, anyway, you see what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, it's brotherhood thing. Come on, man.
It makes sense. What were there any valuable lessons or principles that you learned, I guess, being in the military?
Oh man,
that you apply them into your life?
Trust is the main thing. You got to trust, but you can't trust. I mean, I can't trust people out civilians like I did, like I said then, you know, because our lives on the line. Out here, you know, your life not really on the line like that. Like you could get in some situations where you'd have to trust somebody and you couldn't, and your life is, you know, on the line, you know, out here, you know, the same way. But, you know, so trust is by the name.
Okay. Yeah, trust is definitely important. You got can't trust you, man.
Yeah, what I'm doing with it.
That's cool. Furthering your education, you graduated from the Lewis Hotel Motel Management School in DC.
Yeah, in
Washington, DC. What stood out the most in choosing that particular school?
Well, it's the convenience of it, you know, what, you know, after I joined Lewis, before that I was in the United Front, you know.
Yeah.
And that should have come first. But anyway, in Lewis, I just went on left forward and went up to school, you know. And I graduated, I think I was about the top in the class, you know. Me and another homeboy, he's passed on now. He was up there with me. He was, you know, we were both from Fort Worth, you know. And while I was up there in Washington, Watergate was going on, you know, with Nixon. Nixon. That was going on. There was a whole lot of moving around up there. You know, a lot was going on in Washington at the time, you know. So they offered me a job after I graduated, but I said, nah, this is not for me. I'm going back home. So when I come back to Fort Worth, you know, while I was up there going to school, I worked for the Hilton, you know, up there. So when I got back to Fort Worth, they didn't have a Hilton. That's to tell you how long it was. That was in the early 70s. Anyway, I called over to Dallas and they hired me at Statler Hilton over in Dallas. So I went over there and went through training, and I went through all the departments, you know, the front office and everything. Anyway, I chose purchasing, you know, so I worked in purchasing at the Dallas Hilton from 73 to 83. And I left the Hilton and come back to Fort Worth to work at the post office. I got on the post office, which I retired from about 15 years ago.
Yeah, I seen that. I want to go back a little bit because you mentioned it, which we should have talked about. I guess you being the spokesman for the United Front.
Yeah, the United Front was a community civil rights militant organization. Most of the members were Vietnam vets. So we weren't afraid of nothing. You know, we done been to combat. You know, we've been 1,000 miles away fighting for somebody else's freedom. Why couldn't we fight for our own people's freedom?
Yeah.
Okay. So what got me into it, I was at a club one night, and there was dope everywhere. The women was just pulling up the dress, you know, right there in the parking lot, you know. I mean, didn't nobody bother them, but it's just the idea of what was going on. And the guy come up to me and said, man, he said, your people need you. And I was looking at that, I said, it sure do. So that's what got me into it. Okay, now the United Front was, like I said, a civil rights organization. It was based on the United Front of Cairo, Illinois. You know, they had been boycotting it and everything up there. They was treating them like they was back in slavery up there. So we just took the name. We didn't have no affiliation with them, but we just took the idea that they had and brought it here. It was made up of different organizations like the Black Methodist for Church Renewal, ABC, All Black Children, the Hattie Street Haven Kids, and several other, the USAA, the Student Union at TCJC at the time, you know, they were part of it too. Anyway, the idea was to get equality, justice, and jobs for, you know, for black people, you know, they've been overlooked for so long, you know, we done been fighting for somebody else. Like I said, we need to do something for ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we did was go in our own communities We got,
I think that's where it started.
we boycotted a store for him to, a little simple thing like getting food stamps. Okay, now, most, you know, it was food desert back in them days, you know, unless you had to go away to go to a store, you know, and there's a lot of old people living there then, you know, in our neighborhood. So the idea to get food stamps and that would have been was a big help. And he didn't like it at first because people, you know, we boycotted and everybody was all on the news, police riding through there looking, you know, checking things out. But they didn't know we were gonna get them next. anyway, we were successful. He got the food stamps there, and he found out he was making more money with that than he was, you know, just regular. Okay, so it was all right after that. Okay, so the next thing, the store in the community that didn't hire no blacks, you know, they taking our money, wasn't no blacks working in there, you know, and it was, food was, you know, questionable, you know, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was kind of questionable, what kind of food he was selling. Anyway, we boycotted him, okay, because we found out we wanted a black on the school board, and we raised so much cash, you know, down at the school board, you know, they ain't never seen nothing like that before, you know, and so finally, you know, we did, you know, succeed. But anyway, the president before that, the president of the school board was a minister. He had a church. So all of us got in our African garb, you know, kufes, dashikis, and went to the church on Sunday. Okay, we didn't all sit in the same place, you know, we spread it all out through the church, you know, we didn't just sit in one spot. So when the service went all right, we didn't just run, we was in there just, you know, hear the sermon. Right. So when the service was up, the church was surrounded by Fort Worth fines, police everywhere, you know, because we had a reputation, you know, starting trouble. So the detective went to grab one of the brothers and one of the members of the church said, "Leave him alone, he hasn't done nothing." So we took off, you know, went on and got on. But anyway, later on they did get Troy Sparks on the school board. We succeeded in that. Right. We did a whole lot of stuff though. You know, we got people jobs and they come by in their new car and wave at us and you don't see them. You know, that type of action, you know, and we put our lives and freedom on the line for them. You know? Yeah. Another thing that happened, you know, radio stations are supposed to put on so much community service, and KNOK wasn't done. So we boycotted KNOK, the people that was advertising for them, and shut the radio station down. You hear me? Shut it down. So KKDA knew they was next, because they was catering to, you know, blacks. They put a restraining order on us. And I said, thank God for restraining orders, because listen to this. The Arlington police had locked up 6 of our sisters. Said they were shoplifting at Six Flags Mall. They had them in jail, so about 30 or 40 of us went out to the jail. They called every Arlington police out. Brought 2 cars up, put 3 in one, 3 in another, and we were chasing the police down to the jail downtown. Wow. And when we got downtown, you know, back in the early 70s in Fort Worth, after 5:30, wasn't nothing downtown but pigeons and a few homeless people, you know. Man, that place looked like Christmas. All them lights fine. They had the sheriff, they had the highway patrol, they had the Fort Worth police, some officer police, all, you know, all of them was down there. So I went up to the door of the jail. There was about 40 of them out there. You know, I didn't have no gun. They could have shot me down and said I was trying to kill them or something, but they didn't. So I went up and said, I want to see the sisters. They said, well, you can't see the sisters till tomorrow. So I just turned around and walked out. You know, wasn't nothing else to do, you know. Yeah, what am I going to do? You know, Bogart up there with all of them. So anyway, I went on back to the car. And matter of fact, some of the members never did come back after that night, after they saw that. They don't know what happened to them. Man, Sam, that's been over 15 years ago. Anyway, after that, Arlington police was pissed. They said that one of the brothers had shot at us. You know, and that's attempted capital murder. That's life in prison right there. So we was at the court over in Dallas. Judge Leonard B. Hoffman. I'll never forget that name as long as I live. He was the judge. I had a news conference down at, you know where Community Christian is on Vicar and Riverside right there? That church right there? Across the street, that's where they had a minority. I had a news conference in there. I think I was going to tell them about a boycott. They didn't want to hear about that. They want to hear about that capital murder. So do you have any witness? I said the court was a witness. So they called Judge said, no, they couldn't have shot at it and say they was in my court. They didn't leave, you know. So anyway, they called me and told me to go down to jail and pick them up. I picked them up and they had us on the news that night leaving the jail, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, because we could, you know, all this here is documented. What I'm talking about is documented. All the news stations was at everything that we did.
Yeah.
Another thing we did, we had the first Martin Luther King Jr. parade in Texas, or maybe the country, in 1971.
Wow.
I went to the school board president. You know, after we done raised all that cane, I talked to him. I said, we'd like to have a Martin Luther King Jr. parade, but we need your permission. He said, got my permission. He said, but you got to go to the schools and get the principal's permission and the band director's permission. So I went to, I am Taylor, it was still open then. I went to Poly and I went to Dunbar. The day of the parade, you know, and that year, June Kelly was Miss Black Teen America.
Wow.
You know, her daddy used to be pastor, Reverend Kelly. Yeah, he was the pastor at Mount Rose, where Tatum is now.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, she was the grand marshal of the parade. So we met at our headquarters, which Reverend Paul Sims gave us an old church down there on right off of Hattie Street in Virginia, on the corner of Annie and Virginia, which is one block down from Hattie Street. Lined up on Hattie Street and marched from Hattie up to Kentucky, then left, then made a right on Evans, and then made another quick left up Evans, went up to Maddox, and made a left and went to Hillside Park.
Wow.
And on Hillside Park, Dr. Marion Brooks gave the State of Black Forward. You know, just like the president do the State of the Union, he gave the State of Black Forward. And also we had, he's dead now, but we had Othello Beck had a lot of his artwork lined up, you know, up there at the park, you know, and everything. Yeah. Anyway, after that, we got cleared, you know, of the attempted capital murder thing. Yeah. And then, let's see, what else we did now after that? We did something else. Said about the radio station. Shut them down. But now you hear all them, you hear all that on that, and all the community things now. Now we see people like y'all probably wasn't born that back then when all this was going on.
No, I know.
Y'all wasn't born, and half the people just moved into Fort Worth. They don't know about this history that I'm talking about. They don't even know about that. And then the city of Fort Worth probably want to bury what we did because they don't want that to ever happen again. You know, what we did, you know. But the only thing we were trying to do was get equality. We wasn't raising no real hell, you know. We were just trying to get what was, you know, everybody else had.
Yeah.
You know?
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I also saw recall too, in 2023, you also received the Goosey Award, remembering the most influential Black poet history, Mr. William Goosey Bill McDonald.
Yeah.
In your own words, who is Mr. William McDonald?
Oh, he was the first millionaire in Fort Worth. Yeah, first Black millionaire, and the McDonald Wise named after him. That's who the Wise named after, Gooseneck. Wow. He let Fort Worth have money, and I don't think they paid him back. I don't think they actually paid him back. He saved Fort Worth. You know, that's why they named the, things after him. And Cecil and Angelico presented me with that award. I thank them for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where did the nickname come from? Gooseneck Bill.
He was tall. And had,
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. But he did a lot. We had our own Black Wall Street here in Fort Worth. Y'all don't know about that. We had a medical district and a business district. 9th Street and Jones up until 4th and all that was black. They had the Gym Hotel there, had Black Hotel. See, y'all don't know about all that. See, I'm telling y'all history that y'all probably need to look up some of this stuff that I'm telling you, because it's all, most of the old people, which are ain't but a few of us left, that know about this stuff. Yeah, they need to know our history. Wow. That's why I love history. So we need to know about it. What happened and what probably gonna happen. You see what happened in the past. Just like what happened in the Bible is happening. That's history. It's happening right now.
It's true. Wow, that's amazing. You definitely took us on a journey today.
Oh yeah, I got a whole lot more. Go ahead.
Well, I guess, what was your inspiration in wanting to get into photography? What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I like to capture images and memories. That's what I like. I like memory. I like to remember things. Like I had one of us Marines over there in Subic Bay, and I put it on Facebook, and a Marine from Chicago saw it, and I got in touch with him. Wow. Yeah, old Smitty. Yeah, photography is something else. I love it, And I got about 60 cameras. I got about 30 film and about 30 digital cameras. And about to buy another one. It's gonna cost me about $3,000 or $4,000 than what I want.
They just let you know that you love it, though.
Oh yeah, I love it. I can't take the money with me, Right. So might as well spend it on something that I like, Right. And I like people to see, what has happened and what some of them see their own pictures, I should have brought my camera in today and took this in, but I wasn't. Yeah, let y'all have a day.
Do you still have those throwback cameras when you take it in the film come in and you have to?
No, I never did get one of them. No, I never did get one of them. It was just film camera, and I still got film at home. I still got about 40 or 50 rolls of film at home that I could, but it costs so much to have them developed, and it's so cheap now to just take them with your digital camera, because all you got to do is slide the card in the computer, download them, and you got them. When you want them, you just pull them up, you want to print one, print it, so that's where that's at on that.
Gotcha. How did the opportunity in partnering with Levita News help expose your photography portfolio?
The way I got exposed, I knew about Levita. Matter of fact, they had me and my sister, when I broke that record, they had us in the Levita. Yeah, they had us in the Levita. Wow. See, my sister was she was the track queen at IMTL at that year, and I was the track star. And I still got that picture. It's kind of fading, but I still got it of me and her. And I put it on Facebook every once in a while. Wow. She was the first Black outline student out of Fort Worth. My sister was. She was right behind me, but she gone now. But she was between me and Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And she won Miss Congeniality up in Tennessee.
Wow.
this Tennessee contest. You know, she was a beautiful girl. You know, I ain't saying that because she was my sister, but you know, if you see her, you'll see her too. You know.
I guess walk us through your creative process when it comes to preparing for photo shoots or events. What do you do to
Oh,
kind of prepare yourself?
it just comes natural now to me. You know, I don't have to do no preparation. I have to know, you know, if I'm taking them for somebody, I like to know what they like.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But for most time, people don't tell me. I just, you know, they just come in, you know, and take pictures just like Miss Christine Moss. She didn't have to tell me nothing. She told me which pictures she wanted, you know, for her book. You know, she got a book out, and that's what I was taking. She was a book signing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she told me about, you know, which picture she wanted, you know, and, you know, like that. But otherwise, most people just let me, you know, so I've been taking them so long, I just know what to take,
Know what
you
to
know,
take,
and when
yeah,
to
yeah.
take it, yeah. So,
Right.
yeah, so.
That's true. This is a question I've asked a few guests, but you took us on history lesson. I'm pretty sure you may be able to answer it. If you could eat dinner with 4 historic people, who would it be and why?
Oh, let's see, man, that's a hard one, 'cause it's so many.
It is.
There's so many, so many. Malcolm X would be one.
Okay.
Malcolm X,
I take that.
Dr. King, another one. Let's see, let's see, can't think of, I'm trying to think of, when I rise, what the name?
Maya
Angela.
Yeah, Maya Angelou, she
Yeah.
did one,
Maya Angelou.
and probably Angela Davis would be one too.
Good one too,
You know,
yeah.
she was, you know, she's still living and she's still out there, you
Yeah.
know, she haven't changed much, you know.
Yeah. Okay. That's 4 good picks. You're probably the only person that's answered that, you know, that question. That's a good one.
Yeah, because those people there that I named
Yeah.
were about us,
Mm-hmm.
about them uplifting us, you
Yeah.
know, as a people, you know, that's why. And they ought to be on that tip too,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've heard a few guests mention Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Yeah, they were about uplifting our race of people, you know, getting them out of the, you know, lowest thing on the totem pole all the time. Everything you hear about us is bad, you know, health, bad, crime, bad, you know, everything, you know.
Considering or knowing that Black History Month is around the corner, share with us what it meant to be a part of the 1972 National Black Political Convention in Gary, Indiana.
Oh man, that was something else. Dr. C.W. Flint sponsored me to go there as a representative for Forward. The only thing I hate I didn't do at that convention was take a picture with Barbara Jordan. She was in the delegation. Man, I hate that to this day that I didn't take a picture. And I had my camera. And all the big shots, all the black big shot leaders were there. All of that. And Gary, Indiana. I even went to took one on a tour that saw Michael Jackson down the house. Yeah, I saw their house and their school they went to and everything, man.
Right.
And I stayed with a family, you know. You know, I paid them to stay there, you know, while I was there. And while I was there, I eased down the street. The University of Indiana was right down the street, you know, and they told me to come down there and party with them. I went down there and party with them. Come on back to the house, you know, there and walking the streets at night and didn't know nothing about Gary. And I hear it was supposed to be so bad, you know, but I guess they told people don't bother nobody coming in town or something. But anyway, I didn't run into nobody before I got home, you know. Anyway, it was cool up there, you know. I left on out of there and come on back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. How long did the convention last? It was like a day?
It lasted about 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's so cool about in the convention, they had all these cameras, you know, cameramen and news people the Louisiana delegation made a move. Made them get them cameras out of the way because they couldn't see the people up on stage because they was in the way. Made them move. I got some pictures from up there. They done kind of faded, but I put them on Facebook every now and then. Yeah. And then some guys I ran into from Chicago that come down here with their president. I forget what his name is. He was the president of Macon College up there in Chicago, and he brought them down here. And Fort Worth was the only place they said they really had fun at. And we had them all in the Riverside. we had them all over, you know. And yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
A lot of great memories.
Oh yeah, man, I lived. I've been singing all my life. I lived. Yeah. Travel. Matter of fact, we just left my class. You know, we do a lot of travel. We went to Tulsa to Black Wall Street last year, year before last now. But anyway, last year we went down to the we went to George Bush Presidential Library. And then from there, we went down to Brenham Bluebell ice cream. Yeah, since we were down there, we stopped by there. We were gonna stop in Waco and see Dorian Miller's little statue they got from him, but we was out of time. We had a flat and that took up the time. Yeah. So we and on our t-shirts now, still rolling. Class of 1963, and we are. We plan on some more trips later on this year.
Yeah. What other states you plan on going to, or that you haven't been to?
Well, since I've been to Clinton's presidential library and the LBJ's library at the University of Texas, and George Bush down at Texas A&M, and another one. Oh, the Bush Jr. over in Dallas. I've been to that one. And they got some. He said they got two up there pretty close up there in Kansas and Missouri. I think they got Eisenhower and somebody else. He says two up there. We're gonna try to get up there maybe later on this year.
Making a small transition for you. Give us your own definition of what fatherhood means to you.
Well, fatherhood means taking care of your family. First of all, that's the main thing. Putting some discipline in your kids. Let them know right from wrong, what you expect of them, and go from there. Yeah.
I take that. Yeah, discipline is definitely
discipline. Yeah, you have to discipline kids because if you don't, they will. Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah.
What's been the most rewarding moment in your journey as a father? What's in those highlights?
Make sure my daughters, I got two daughters, make sure that they come out as adult women that knows what's going on in the world. Yes. And so far, they really pleased me. Wow. Yeah, they really pleased me. I got 3 grandkids, 5 great grandkids. Wow. Yeah, 4 girls and 1 boy. And they getting on up there. I might live to be a great grandkid. Yeah, I think they about. The boy is about 14, and the oldest girl is about 12. So about 6 more years, I might be. If I live that long, I might be a great. Yeah.
How is it spending time with your grandkids? Do you spend time with them?
Oh yeah, when I go by there, they love me because I'm gonna take the picture. And then I let them take pictures.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I give them the camera, and they take pictures, and they love it. They love it. It's cool. And I put it on Facebook. I took this past Thanksgiving. My granddaughter had a real nice statement of a picture on the wall, thanking God and, about the food and all that. Right. And I took a picture of all of them, you know, their dad and my granddaughter, and then took a picture of them right by. Beautiful picture. Wow. I think it's beautiful. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, I like spending time with it. Yeah, because they always running me, you know, and, you know, I love that. Yeah. Wow. You showed them how to use the camera and stuff? Yeah, I tried to. And I got a camera, you know, but the camera, that's expensive. So. Yeah, and that's the only reason I won't give them one, because it's so expensive, you know. You got to have some certain equipment and everything, and all of it costs money, you know. So, yeah, but I wanted to get off into it, you know. Later on, I'll probably give her 2 or 3 cameras, you know. Most of them still working. Yeah. For you, how did your relationship with your own father influence your parents' side on how you raised them? Was there any influence, or was it just, I'm just gonna learn this on my own? Well, I mostly learned on my own, just watching, you know, other people and how he was, you know. He didn't have the education. He, you know, from one job, he had a criminal record, you know, he from one job to another. You know, it was just tough. Mostly I learned on my own. Yeah. And watching other people, you know, talking to, you know, like the teachers and the preachers, you know, going to church. You know, having other male figures. Yeah, you learn a lot about going to church, you know, and watching how people, other families treat their family, you know, and all that. Yeah, that's true. Any closing remarks? Anything else you want to share with our people before we wrap this up? First of all, how can they find you on social? I know you say you're on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Madison Hogan, MADISON HOGAN. Madison Hogan on Facebook. You can find me on there. Okay. You know, and send me a comment or a message or whatever you want to, you know, and I'll be glad to answer. I always, you know, every picture. Some people have me up all night because they like every picture that I put on there, and I have to check it, you know. So, and they don't know it take 8 hours to put some of that stuff on there, because there's so much I have to do. Like I might want to chop a picture, and then I chop it, and then I have to go back. You know, it's a lot of time. It's time consuming to do all that, you know. But anyway, I love it though. You know, I stay up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I ain't working, so I sleep on if I want to. so that's that, man. You know. Yeah. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you being on here, man. Today was amazing. I knew I was gonna have fun conversation with you, man. You took us on a great history journey. Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate, you know, just being on there. I see a lot of people want me to write a book about this, but I don't have time. But if they document, if they gather all these interviews that I did with y'all and the people I told you about, the other one, somebody might can put a book together. Yeah. But I'm about the last one that knows all the history of the United Front. You know, all of it. I just went to one of my members' son's funeral on Saturday. She lived in Houston, and she called me the day before, and I had to make it to that to see her, you know, because she was so dedicated. Her and some more, that's a big family too. Some more of her sisters and brothers were in the United Front, you know, dedicated people, you know, for change, you know, to make things better for us. Wow, that's amazing. Y'all heard the best, man. This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People with your host, Willie Hingham. We had a great time today conversating and conversing with Mr. Madison Hogan. Y'all stay tuned for episode next week. Peace.
Everyone, sir.